Hey guys, welcome to a review of our fourth session. In the beginning, this is how the map looked like. So we had a great war going in Europe between France, Italy, Russia, and on the other side Scandinavia, German Empire, Austria-Hungary, and Ottoman Empire. Now, well, those are the active sides of the war. Later on, Persia joined our side, but they weren't really doing much, so it didn't really matter at that point. Anyway, we in USA we had a Mexican Liberation War that ended successfully for Mexico, and they combined with UK they managed to push back USA. Also UK got that nice piece of New England, but that was soon changed as USA again attacked Mexico for their course, and there were some other deals that I'll talk about later on. In Europe, well, Poland-Lithuania was released before the Great War happened, and Russia was looking to, exploit that and annex Poland-Lithuania back. So you'll see that that really wasn't a huge deal for them. I mean, that was going to happen regardless, no matter of what the outcome of the war would be. So I'm gonna switch to the save now. Really in Asia, not much happening. Japan was mostly passive here, even though they got I think this was Manchuria and some of their cores back by a treaty from Russia as a part of the peace deal. So we offered Japan to leave the war and join our side of the war. Well, you'll see how that unfolds. Basically what happened was that Japan left the war in the beginning of the session, got their territories, but then a huge betrayal by Russia, I would say. Well, that really depends on the point of view, but okay, so as you can see, Russia managed to get back Poland-Lithuania, but the Great War was over very, very quickly, as Russia offered the white peace to Germany. I believe those two were the war leaders for each side. Now, not everyone agreed on the white peace. Of course, their side was completely okay with that because they were losing. They started losing huge battles in Austria and Ottoman Empire here. Also, I was kind of preparing for a push through from my land because their attempts to break the Italian front were unsuccessful, so I had a decent opportunity to do so. Now, France was kind of okay with the white peace. I wasn't okay because I wanted South Tyrol, and I didn't get it, so that was a huge blow for me, because even though I was defending side of that war, original defender, because Austria attacked me, I didn't get anything from that war, and it cost me quite a lot of troops compared to, for example, what it costed Germany or France. They were fighting very few battles. Well, France was basically fighting only a few battles here by reinforcing with a mobilized attack. Germany kinda fighting a bit more because they sent some troops into Russia, but that's pretty much it. So what happened next was that, I'm talking about Europe because what happened in America is that USA just simply won a war against UK and Mexico. It wasn't even. Like, they destroyed them and got their cores back, also New England back. New England is part of the treaty actually I think they got Canada, but then it was traded for New England. And the treaty about colonization, there's that. So I was really happy about that. Great war in Europe. And what was tried next by Austria-Hungary was to annex Serbia. Serbia was I think it was in a Russian influence sphere, or maybe they were just allied to Russia. In any case, Russia decided not to defend Serbia, so well, I decided why not. First of all, it's a good opportunity to fight a 1-versus-1 war against Austria if they want to, and second of all, why would I just allow my enemies to take free stuff? I actually, in the beginning, I think I had less troops in Austria in the beginning of that war, but still I somehow felt confident because every time we fought here, they were losing. Like every battle they would lose, even though they had more troops, and really they should have more troops because they actually it's not relevant now, but I think they had like 12 million population against 7 million population. Yeah, they should have advantage. So Gaku playing Austria kind of call it abuse, because Serbia was originally allied to Russia and I was just trying to contain Austria, but I don't know, like I feel like it was more of abuse from their side, because Gaku could have called all of his allies an attack, and I couldn't call any of my allies because we all had truces with Austria. So Austria indeed called all of their allies, but Germany wasn't quick enough to join, so the war was between Scandinavia, Austria, Ottoman Empire against Italy and Switzerland. Well, Switzerland was an AI, but I used them for military access. So that war was quite a difficult one for both sides. I managed to win it. I actually could have pushed for more, but I decided just to grab South Tyrol. Serbia was unfortunately annexed by Austria. Couldn't do much about that. I could have pushed and to release Serbia, but I wasn't sure at that point. Like, I lost a lot of troops there, and I would lose even more pushing into Austria. I would probably destroy all of their stacks, but I didn't think it was worth it. I would be very weak after that, and also colonization was close to beginning. Actually, colonization started during the war, and one of the reasons I actually forgot to research machine guns. I was stockpiling points, and something probably that confused Stream, I didn't research anything for a year. That's because you can stockpile points for I think 2 years, and then you just basically instant research machine guns in like a month or so. So, and the colonization didn't go well for me at all. I was only able to colonize Ghana and Togo, which were really terrible parts. So I decided just to attack USA once they colonized Yoruba states and Benin. And those two are actually very, very good. Quickly after the war between Austria and Ottoman Empire and Italy, I just went to Africa with all my troops and attacked USA. They weren't really prepared because they didn't have any ships left, because due to war with UK, they weren't able to rebuild their navy, even though they had a huge army. So they had to peace out there. They also lost Dainam because Persia decided to join me. It was kind of unexpected, but it's not a bad trade. I think it's always better to have smaller countries take colonies than great powers like USA. And so it creates like a buffer size. Basically, if I had Dainam, then USA would be fighting me. But no, this way, and Persia wouldn't have to join. But this way, if USA wants Dainam back, they will have to fight Persia and probably me, because I want to defend them, if I decide to defend them. I think Persia is currently protected by Russia, so there is that. Aside from that, I think Portugal did. Portugal did very well in the colonization. Actually terrible, but okay. They got some few decent territories with tropical wood, which is not bad, I guess. And I think they maybe increased their population by 2 million. I guess that's fair to say. Spain basically got nothing. UK got a decent part. French Empire, really nothing. This is like a huge chunk, but nothing really worth colonizing. So basically the winners of the colonization are Ottoman Empire and UK, I guess. I did get valuable parts, but only few of them, so I can't really consider Italy one of the winners of the colonization. In Southeast Asia, Japan took Borneo, and that's pretty much it. New Guinea went to UK. It's quite a huge part. I think Japan should have competed for that. I think they had range because of those islands. Maybe they took islands too late. Well, I don't know. Anyway, so it looks like a peaceful time in Europe, but actually, look at this. Crisis for India. I decided to join Germany too early, I think, and I think this was a wrong choice. What is going to happen is India is getting released no matter what, no matter how long UK fights against that. And after that there will be a scramble for India. Basically everyone will just attack India. Germany is not in no position to defend India. Once released, India will be uncivilized nation and they'll just basically disappear very, very quickly. Don't like that because I think Germany, there is a huge potential for Germany, Russia and USA to become extremely strong after getting parts of India. So even though it's a good thing that UK is getting weaker, I don't think that's a good thing for me, because UK wasn't opposed to me and they basically fought a war against USA constantly, and that's a good thing because they keep USA in check. USA can't get into Africa or Europe with their army or fleet. So that was a good part, but now I don't know. There needs to be a huge diplomatic trade, I guess, or like the negotiations about India. They'll probably fail. So everyone is just going to take whatever they can. There are two ways I could play out this. Like I could go first and take the best parts of India, but the problem is I'm not sure, I'm not confident I can protect them. Russia is no longer friends with me. They broke that, well actually they didn't break anything, but the peace they signed with Austria and Germany was terrible to me, so probably not going to help them anymore. Just let them on their own. They're actually quite strong, so they can hold on Germany. Though Germany, I think, has more brigades than Russia at the moment, which is very scary. But actually, let's see their population. 16 million. Russia probably has doubled that. Oh, actually, 23 only. So yeah, Germany is much stronger than Russia at the moment. But Germany has two fronts to fight if they decide to fight France and Russia. And actually, I think the best thing I can do is to stay out of those wars. If a war breaks out in Europe that doesn't concern me, I'll just not join it, no matter what happens. Even if Germany becomes even more stronger, I think I just stay out of it. Why? Well, because at the moment I have very nice defensive positions. I'm not going to push into Austria to get Dalmatia and Istria, or whatever course I have on them, because it's just not worth it. Like, look, they can't invade me. If I decide to not call Switzerland in, then I only have three provinces border with them. And all of those provinces have high-level forts, so like even Ottoman Empire, Germany and Austria can't really fight me now here. I can hold that front forever, as long as I have naval superiority, and that's something I'm working on heavily right now. So there is that, and there was also one question on the stream. Why do I not use capitalists? Well, first of all, capitalists are not that good in vanilla. They're much stronger in some other mods, like World Revolution. Not sure about Pop Demand mod and stuff like that. But for capitalists to really be useful, you need laissez-faire, or at least interventionism. But I'm not confident about those two, because so far I had to fight a lot of wars, and basically free trade and laissez-faire doesn't work in when you have to fight too many wars. It's just terrible, and your industry would die. Like at the moment, the benefit from capitalists in vanilla is that they build factories for you, so you don't have to spend money on building and expanding factories, but at the moment I'm not really concerned about that because I'm making a lot of money. Even though my army is not funded to the full extent, it's still okay. Subsidies will be much better, like I'm losing 400 a day to subsidies, but that'll become much better once we get some raw resources. I'm currently working on making some deals with UK. So at the moment the only downside of our land is that we have no coal. Let me see if I can, production, I would have to unpause. Can I unpause for a few moments just to show you my production. Okay, so we produce a lot of artillery, decent amount of canned food, ammunition, small arms, but small arms are kind of easy to get, so military goods I'm completely okay with. Iron, we are producing a lot of it. Sulfur, basically all the important resources. We don't have oil, and also something to have in mind, I'll have to find some resources of oil. Steel we're producing, I think we're one of the top producers of steel in the world, which is quite surprising because Italy shouldn't be one of the top producers of it, even though we have quite a decent amount of iron. But we don't produce any coal, and that is the most important resource in the game. So, well, huge rebellion in France, okay. So that is something to worry about, really. Whatever. So, as you can see, we produce more iron than, actually, more steel than Austria or Belgium, which is ridiculous. And let's see, artillery. Again, third producer of artillery in the world, that's something that shouldn't be happening. Like Austria and USA, also France, should be producing more than we are, but I'm not playing those countries. Oh, anyway, what I think is going to happen in this session is probably another war in USA for rest of the Mexico, maybe for some parts of Canada, not sure about that. Actually, Quebec is quite good, because it has iron, and if you can get some population there, then it becomes awesome. But as for European wars, I'm really not sure what to expect. I don't think Austria, even though they were really aggressive to me in the past, I don't think they can actually fight an effective offensive war against me. So I expect big moves by Germany, because they are on the peak of their power at the moment, and if they choose, so I think they can fight both France and Russia. With the help of Austria and Ottoman Empire, I think that's quite reasonable to expect. So I might actually try to make some deals with Germany, which will be quite nice for both sides. So that's pretty much it. Let me know actually what I think about what is going to happen. Egypt, oh by the way, yeah, Egypt got westernized, so I might go for Egypt. I'm also quite friendly with UK, so they might allow me to get it. And if I can get Egypt, that would be a huge deal. So, because I can increase my population from getting it, and also it's quite decent because if I get those two, Lower Egypt and Middle Egypt, I could then have easy passage to India. How? Well, first of all, I can use transporters. Where are my transporters? This is fleet, but never mind. So I get my fleet to get here to Alexandria, and then I have a small transporting fleet over there in Gulf of Suez, and so I bring my troops from Alexandria to Ras Gharib, and then I transport them to India. So that's a very nice way of getting into India, so I don't have to use, I believe Suez is not built yet. I don't know if UK is actually intentionally doing it, like not building it so no one else can get easily to India, which is actually a smart thing, and I actually did that once in one of the previous multiplayer games that I played UK. I didn't actually play it from the beginning, I subbed for it. So it's a decent strategy to have in mind. Sometimes you don't want to build it, even though you do benefit from it, but you should have in mind like how much others benefit from having Suez Canal being built. So there you go, guys. The next stream is of course on this Saturday, 1 p.m. EST, or that is 7 p.m. European time. See you there. Have fun.